Hey, what's up, y'all? It's popping. It's D. About to react to this Black Tea blog vid. This is Meg Thee Stallion exposed during Tory Lanez trial. Allegedly, she slept with all of Kelsey's boyfriends. This is so ghetto. The fact that they are diving deep into this woman's sexual history is just so trifling. I mean, I get it. I understand the importance of it because it all pertains to what led up to the shooting. They have to determine motive and who was fucking who, because why were you mad at this person, which led you to do XYZ. So I get why it needs to be discussed in court, but I just feel like it's just so tacky. I just don't like it. And I don't like that all of this is so public and now people are going to be discussing, oh, she slept with this person, and the whole slut shaming. It's just trifling. I don't like it. I don't like it at all for her, but you know, whatever. Let's see what's being discussed. Let's watch.
Breaking the Tory Lanez trial, we had opening statements. Opening statements are still actually going. We had to pause midway through for lunch. Better than TV. If you watch the prosecution's opening statement, you would say guilty. If you then watch the defense's opening statement, you would say, what the hell is the prosecution thinking charging him? Basically, the prosecution started with this story. They said that, hey, they're all at the party, and Tory is leaving the party with Meg. They're in the car. An argument breaks out, during which Meg says and insults his skills as a rap artist. This leads to a situation where she gets out of the car.
She said, nigga, first off, you trash. Stop rapping. It's not working for you. I like Tory's music, but I just think that's weird.
And he shoots at her feet and yells, dance bitch. And then she ends up at a hospital, and a doctor takes out
ridiculous.
3 fragments of bullet wounds from her foot. Now, if you just...
I thought that was a fake story. I feel like I've heard that before. I'm pretty sure I probably reacted to it on a video, but I feel like I thought that was fake. Like, I just feel like that was a rumor. But the fact that they are discussing this in court is crazy. I didn't know it was true. I didn't know it was actually being claimed that this nigga pointed at her feet and said, dance bitch, and pulled the trick. That doesn't even sound believable to me. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. But obviously I wasn't there. I don't fucking know. But that just sounds like just something so bizarre and made up. Like, who would... Whatever.
Prosecution says that Kelsey, the other woman in the car, is going to testify that Tory shot Meg. And Kelsey has a text message where she texts somebody that, hey, Tory shot Meg. And then the rest of the prosecution's case is based on all these calls and texts where Tory's like, oh, I'm so sorry, oh, I'm so drunk. He never says that I shot him. He's like, oh, I'm just so sorry, I'm so drunk. So question what he's apologizing for. So that's the prosecution's case. Seems pretty easy. Then the defense comes up, and man, it gets spicy. First, the defense goes, they're not telling you about half of what's going on. The most important thing they're not telling you about an eyewitness who saw 2 women fighting, Kelsey and Meg. And so let's talk about why them 2 are fighting. Let's talk about how she was in the front seat. The gun was caught in the front seat. Let's talk about how she might have gunpowder. She does have gunpowder. Let's talk about how this has nothing to do with the fight between Tory and Meg and everything to do with the fight between Meg and Kelsey. And then the defense starts dropping the bombs. He basically says this, that they're in the car. Yeah, they left, but do you know why they left? They left because Kylie and Tory were in the pool together. And Kelsey and Meg both felt some type of way about that, to the point that Meg felt really some type of way about that. And she was really trying to go, to the point that eventually...
He's so messy. He is so messy. This is hilarious.
Meg is acting. This is according to the defense. Kylie Jenner goes to Meg Thee Stallion and says, it's time for you to leave. They all leave.
Wait, who said that?
Trying to go way about that, to the point that Meg felt really some type of way about that, and she was really trying to go, to the point that eventually, because of how Meg is acting, this is according to the defense, Kylie Jenner goes to Meg Thee Stallion and says, it's time for you to leave.
Oh,
they all leave. Out? The defense's point is what happens in the car is this. Tory questions Kelsey, hey Kelsey, why are you backing up Meg for me trying to, get it on with Kylie Jenner? Meg has been snaking men from you your whole life. I hooked up with you, Kelsey, and then Meg went behind your back and hooked up with me. And Kelsey, this is not the first time. You had been hooking up with Ben Simmons. Meg went behind your back and hooked up with Ben Simmons. You had been hooking up with the baby. Meg went behind your back and hooked up with the baby. And so the defense starts dropping all these grenades. The crowd is captivated. The jury's like, oh, what's going on? And there's every reason to believe that there could have been a fight here, not between Tory and Meg, but between Meg and Kelsey. And the shooting could have not been Tory. It could have been done by any one of the other people in that car. What does all of this mean? Well, I'll tell you a couple things. First, Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner's husband, is going to testify, so this will continue to be must-see TV. Two, the judge is terrific. I expect a very fair trial. The lawyers on the defense side are terrific. I don't know what the government lawyer was doing, giving an opening presentation that made it seem like the most open and shut case ever, when in fact there are huge questions, including an eyewitness who saw two women fighting, suggesting that you have to explain that theory to the jury, and you didn't. So I don't love the prosecution's opening in that regard. Stay tuned. We'll have the full coverage here. It's up and it's stuck in the Tory Lanez trial.
Ghetto. This nigga said it's up and it's stuck. I cannot, sir. This is not giving lawyer at all, but this was hilarious. The way that he told the story was hilarious. I'm not saying what actually happened and her getting shot was hilarious, but the way that he communicated this was just really entertaining. But yeah, what the fuck? I don't know what's going on anymore. I honestly don't know what happened. I feel like there are so many question marks. There are so many sketchy things taking place. Because Meg said that she never slept with him. She said that. I remember I reacted to the video. She was asked in an interview, was that with Gail King? Somebody she was talking to. And they asked her, were you having a sexual relationship with Tory? And she said no. That can be used against her. That's why I said previously in video, she got to stop running her mouth. Why are you going all around talking to everybody and continuing to speak on this? Because now this is coming back to bite you in the ass. They are going to paint this picture that you're a liar because you said here, Meg the Stallion, I don't know her actual government name, that you never had a sexual relationship with Tory. But can you explain these text messages, ma'am? Isn't this your telephone number? You text him on this date, come drop that dick off. What did you mean by that, ma'am? You feel me? So they're going to paint the picture that she's a liar. And if you are constantly lying about this situation and what happened, it's going to cause reasonable doubts. And then you might end up losing the case, even if he was the one who shot you. You know what I mean? So this is just a very tricky situation. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll keep reacting to updates. We're going to see as this trial progresses, but I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this, though. Let me know what other videos you want me to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye!